Coming up next. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for sharing the morning. I'm Bob Allison. Rob and I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
You're listening to WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation, 690 days, 680 nights. WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold.
House Calls on Wheels. And if you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping, or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist, or to have your prescriptions delivered to you. Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
Tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. for the Bright Side of Aging and the Entrepreneurs Network radio show featuring Ike Engelbaum. Ike does an array of interviews with people that make the aging process go smoothly. And for the Entrepreneurs Network segment, Ike interviews up-and-coming entrepreneurs. If you're looking to start your own business, Ike has some great advice to offer you to get your dreams of starting a home-based business a reality. If you'd like to talk to Ike Engelbaum for more information, call 313-929-6105. That's 313-929-6105. So tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. to hear Ike Engelbaum on the Bright Side of Aging and the Entrepreneur Network radio show.
And welcome, and hopefully your day is off to a running start, or at least a moving start. Because as they say, if you don't move it, you lose it. And nature has a strange way of operating on how our anatomy is put together. And as many of you who listen to the program know, my choice of words and letters and sort of Ikeisms, as I like to call them, the ABCs of aging, in my opinion, can be broken down to that A is accepting and adjusting to what goes on in your life. And by adjusting, I mean practical things. One of my mentors was George Burns, and I had the joy of interviewing him and actually meeting him in Las Vegas one time, surrounded by these beautiful women and that famous cigar of his. And that's what you call accepting what he has. But the thing is he also had some great lines. And one of the lines that I like to quote is that I'm getting to that point in life now that when I bend down, I see what else I can do while I'm down there. And then the B part stands for balancing. You have to balance your life both in your personal and professional way. And for those of you who are of the business mind, as you know, I also am the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, and you are welcome to join us for free every Thursday morning from 9:15 to 10:30. We meet at the Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward, which is in Bloomfield Hills, southeast corner of Big Beaver and Woodward. And you can always let us know that you're coming, so we'll make sure we have enough coffee for you. We have healthy snacks, so we want to make sure we keep you healthy, because that's part of the balancing part. You have to enjoy as well as take care of yourself. And C stands for connection. And the connecting part is where you stay in touch with friends and family as much as is possible. And I guess we can flip back to you have to adjust to some of your relatives who you don't quite get along with and figure out a way that you can at least be connected. And from a strategic standpoint, I am really excited about having Dr. Allan Weiss on the air. And he wrote a book titled 80 and More. And he is one of these rare individuals that not only talks, but writes and is respected literally almost around the world. The book is one of many that he's written. And he is an author and keynote speaker, with this being his latest book. And it proves why age is only a number, and that the older you get, the better you can become. From airline pilots who are forced to retire when they are actually extremely skilled, to Tony Bennett, who is a world-class singer at age 91. Dr. Weiss shows how power can increase age and experience, with tips for applying the assets of maturity, and he gives you keys to powerful aging and growth. First of all, am I pronouncing your last name right, Dr. Weiss or Dr. Weiss?
Weiss, rhymes with ice.
Ice, all right, Weiss, all right. And I'm really impressed with your book and the accolades you got. One of my sayings is matters not so much what you say about yourself, it's what other people say about you. And on the back cover of your book, 80 and More, Patricia Fripp, who is past president of the National Speakers Association, said, in this exceptional book, Allan provides unique, pragmatic advice for using the experience of maturity and growth to improve our power and influence, and to control our lives with passion and effectiveness. We know that sports greats are recognized for their conditioning, strength, and stamina. But Allan reminds us that the world of business, education, and governance requires no such physical powers, only intelligence, judgment, and critical thinking skills. Wow, that tells it all. I have nothing more to say. That's wonderful. So tell me, first of all, you have a philosophy about critical areas that are key to becoming more powerful as you age. In fact, I'm going to put you on the spot. In your opinion, Dr. Weiss, what are 4 critical areas that are key?
One of them is to continue to interact with people at all ages. We can't isolate ourselves, so we're only talking to people who are our age and have our viewpoint. So young people need the wisdom of age, and older people need the freshness of youth. So point number 1 is to interact with a variety of different ages and different people. A second is that you have to build up your self-esteem. Ageism is a bias that we allow in this country. It's tolerated. There are no protests, no parades, no TV exposés about it. And so people aren't ashamed to say, well, what do you think of somebody her age? What do you think of somebody his age? Well, we have to fight against that, and one way to fight against that is to build up our self-esteem just like you would build up your muscles in a gym. And every day you make sure that you're not, you don't fall victim to that kind of thinking. A third is that you have to have a command of the language. We want our opinions accepted. We want our recommendations accepted. We want to show that we're still capable of adding to the discussion of vital events, business events, and so we have to use the right language. We have to master it and make sure that people listen to us. And then the final thing is the fact that we need to continue to be involved as much as possible. You know, the old phrase is that men don't stop playing games because they grow old. They grow old because they stop playing games. So we need to be involved in business and or in the community and or socially to the extent possible that we can, that we're permitted to be in terms of our physical condition. But we have to stay vibrant. And they just did an interesting study, Ike. They studied the brains of people who happened to have died in their 70s, and they found these brains were still producing neurons, the process called neurogenesis. And what it means is that the fact that as people get older, they lose mental acuity, mental sharpness, is a myth. It's not true at all.
Now, speaking of myths, are there others that you feel baby boomers and millennials, that there are myths about them?
Well, there are, because what we do is we take generations, like baby boomers, millennials, the greatest generation, Generation X and Y, we drop them in a drawer and put a label on the drawer, and we assign traits to everything in that drawer. And the fact is, we're all different. I know people in their 80s who are vibrant and creative and fascinating. I know people in their 20s who are dull, and I wouldn't trust to walk my dog. So the fact is, we can't take these huge cohorts of people, 70 million people at a time, and put a label on them. So we have to treat everyone as individuals. And if we did that with people as they age, we'd find that there was a lot more acceptance of the wisdom of the elderly.
Speaking of dogs, we've all heard that saying about you can't teach an old dog new tricks. What's your opinion of that saying?
Well, it's interesting you ask me that, because my dogs are out in the yard right now. I can see them. I've had dogs for 20 years, Ike, and I've never had a dog, no matter what its age, that couldn't learn a trick. And the reason is dogs learn tricks not according to age, but according to whether it's in the self-interest of the dog. And so it has nothing to do with age. And if you take a look today, you find grandmothers and grandfathers of significant age using iPads and iPhones and all kinds of smart devices. Why? Because it enables them to stay in touch with their grandchildren. And so that's another myth we have to dispense with. People can learn at any age if there's an incentive for them to learn.
Well, you know, I have an Ikeism that, frankly, these are not the original. Some I changed slightly, but this one is an original. It says, when people tell you you can't teach an old dog new tricks, those particular people, you couldn't teach new tricks when they were young dogs. So that's part of a personality trait, or is that genes? What is your thought on that?
Well, you know, some people are lifelong learners, and other people are not. It has nothing to do with your age or where you come from. When I went to college, there were people sitting next to me in undergraduate school who were no smarter, no more learned, no more educated when they got out 4 years later than while they were there because they just wanted their ticket stamped. But, I meet people who are high school dropouts who I enjoy being with and are quite bright and quite intelligent because they're lifelong learners. So it doesn't have to do with a degree. It has to do with whether or not you're interested in learning.
Now, this may be Pollyannish, but in your opinion, is there any advantage in terms of power as you age? You alluded to wisdom. Are there any other thoughts that you have that as you age, is it possible to compare it to a wine? You're supposed to have
of course, Sinatra did that in his songs, the fine old dregs he talked about. But the fact is that there's an experiential base that people can only have when they're older in terms of whom they've spoken to and where they've traveled and what they've been through. And young people just don't have that, not because there's anything wrong with being young, but because they haven't had the time to have all that. There's also, to tell you a very quick story, one of my clients, you pointed out I was a consultant, one of my clients was an electric utility responsible for 6 casinos, and they wanted to offer an early retirement package to people because technology was taking over and so forth. I said to them, let me take a look at this package. And 24 hours later, I found out that every single lineman in that company who could rig a line in an ice storm would have taken the offer and retired. Every single one of them. Now, picture those casinos when their own generators run out and they go dark. And so they had to rescind this offer. The fact is that there are some people who reach a level of expertise, Sullenberger, who lands that plane in the Hudson, that you just don't want to replace it yet. You want them to teach others. You want that institutional memory there. And that's why it's a fallacy to get rid of older people because they're making more and replace them with younger people who make less. In the long run, it costs you much more doing that.
Right. Tell me, this is way out in left field, but how do you feel about people who are embarrassed to identify their age? They'll be in the middle of a story and they say, "Oh, if I tell you that, I'll age myself." What do you think of that particular saying? I mean, do you think that the people are self-destructing and thinking along that line?
Well, there are two things. One is what you said before, and that is that you asked me what 4 elements were, and one of them was esteem. If you have low self-esteem, you're afraid to tell people your age. If you don't feel that you're worthy, if you don't feel good about yourself, you tend to be afraid to tell people your age, and that's a very poor sign. You should tell people your age proudly and not worry about it. But the second thing is this. There is a legitimate concern that in society, we're very tough on people who age, and especially women. And if you take a look in the media, on television, you'll find that men are accepted at an older age, say as newscasters, sports analysts, than are women. And women are expected to go through a whole lot more to try to look younger than they are. So there is an emphasis on being more youthful in the media when you're in public. But nonetheless, people need to be able to talk proudly about their age because it exemplifies somebody who has a great deal to offer.
Well, it's been a delight talking to you, and I strongly recommend anybody that's interested in actually sort of rewiring their thinking should read 70 and More. And the book is well laid out. It's got graphics in it, and it's only around $14 or something like that. I'm sure it's probably available on Amazon and all. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Well, good. Dr. Wise, stay wise.
Thanks, Ike. You too.
Have a good one. Right now, we will take a brief break, and we are going to be back with more with guess who? Sam Moore. Oh, my goodness. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back.
On wheels. And if you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist. Or to have your prescriptions delivered to you? Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
And that phone number, by the way, is a great way for you and I to be in touch any day or any evening or any night. And if I'm not sleeping, we'll talk. In fact, if you dial 888-489-8980, if you press number 1, you can be connected with me no matter where I am. And tomorrow and every Thursday morning, you can find me, and you're welcome to join us for the Entrepreneurs Network. And if you are considering, as I like to say, rather than just being retired, getting refired, come on down to Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward, southeast corner of Woodward and Big Beaver and Bloomfield Hills. And it's free to attend, free coffee, free healthy snacks, and you'll have an opportunity to rub elbows with entrepreneurs and upbeat type people, because people that come to our meetings are looking to expand their horizons. And we've been doing this for 40 years, so probably over 40 years now. So we must be doing something right. And one of our new members, Sam Moore, is in studio with me, and that's one of the perks. If you decide to join up as a member, you get an opportunity to be on the air with me. And as you know, we're on 2 stations at the same time, 690 a.m. as well as 1160 a.m., and also on the internet. And Sam Moore has got a fancy-dancy acronym for his identification. Sam Moore is a CIS. Hello, Sam Moore, CIS.
Hi there, Ike. How are we doing? Thank you for the opportunity.
Right. Now, tell me, what is a CIS?
It's Certified Inventory Specialist. What we do is we document personal property. What a lot of people don't realize is that there's a hole in your homeowner's policy. That is, the insurance adjusters say if it's not documented, it doesn't count, and you can lose up to 50% of your value of your contents of your home. A home inventory is something that everybody should have. I believe more than just having a business. It's one of my callings, just to let everybody know that this is what people should have done. There's less than 10% of the people have it done in any form, and of that, only 1% have it done right. So by having a home inventory, you can jump right into the 1%ers. And that's the easiest way.
Well, I was thinking while you were talking that what you do is you actually come out and do a video walkthrough into their home, and many times, people see stuff, but they don't realize that unless they identify what's in that home, if in the case of a disaster, they're going by memory. This way you got something solid. Is that correct?
That's correct. What happens in a disaster, the insurance company will give you a little bit of money and let you find some place to eat, sleep, and some place to have food. Then they'll give you a little bit more money to get some clothing. And then they give you a pad of paper and say, fill out everything you own, the values. Oh, and by the way, where's the receipts? So by having all that documentation beforehand, it saves a lot of problems, and you get a check a lot faster and a lot more money. Because what they do, then they have to assume what values you have of your stuff because you didn't tell them. You don't remember.
This way, and of course, that's one of the areas that an insurance agent can really go to bat for you, so to speak. If the insurance company that he represents or she represents gives you a hard time to say, hey, this is right here. At least you got something to show. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, your agent is great, except when once something you have a claim, then the adjusters take over. It could be your brother-in-law, your brother, your father, the neighbor. That's your agent. But once a claim goes in, it's the adjuster's claim. So they don't have a lot to say. That's why you have to be very proactive on it. A lot of times we do a lot of upgrading of our homes. We put in new bathrooms, new kitchens, buy fancy furniture. And the agents almost never walk through your home, so they don't really know what you have. So by having a home inventory, it gives you a chance to take an overview and make sure that you have enough insurance, enough what they call riders, which is additional insurance for specific items, so you don't lose that 30 to 70% value of your products, and you can start. If something should happen, you have to start over again. You're not starting out in a hole.
Right. Well, the thing is that from a practical standpoint, you can be reminded, even after you list everything out, you look at the video, say, hey, I didn't write this one down, so it's a double check for them, right?
Exactly right. And what we do is not only we do video, we also do pictures in digital. And when we do them, what we try to do is put in as much description as we can. Like if we see a picture, it's just not a picture. A picture of, we would put down the size, what size is the size, who manufactured, who did it, created it, and all the details we can have, or of a piece of art or something you cherish. We would try to get as much description so the adjusters can justify a claim on that item and you maximize your dollar on that.
Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what phone number would you like to give out?
It's 248-842-5214. Now, the one thing that I like to tell people is anybody can do this. It's not brain surgery, but it's like I can do plumbing. Wife won't let me. She wants it done right. She wants it done fast.
I'm married, so I associate with that.
I got a few tips here for people that want to do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things is group pictures are not bad because, again, like I said earlier, it's a memory, helps identify items. And then, but you want if you have like dishes, you want to make sure that you show not only how many you have, but also the pattern, because that's and who the manufacturer. Separate pictures of people of things of value, like if you have a lot of business suits, a lot of fancy dresses, those are get to be a little costly. So you want to have those broken out separately.
I was just going to ask you, Sam, how long do you take in walking through, roughly?
It depends on how big the house is and how much stuff there is. The bigger the house, the longer it takes. Usually we try to get it done within a half a day.
There you go. Well, it's well worth the time investment, and if you want to shake the hand or rub the elbow of Sam Moore, come on down to our Entrepreneur Network meeting on Thursdays, 9:15 to 10:30, and he'll even pour you a cup of coffee because he's that nice a guy. Wow. It's been a delight to have you on, Sam. Right now, I only have enough time for my favorite parting thought, which is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with a bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me.
House calls on wheels. And if you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist, or to have your prescriptions delivered to you. Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
Tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. for the Bright Side of Aging and the Entrepreneurs Network radio show featuring Ike Engelbaum. Ike does an array of interviews with people that make the aging process go smoothly. And for the Entrepreneurs Network segment, Ike interviews up-and-coming entrepreneurs. If you're looking to start your own business, Ike has some great advice to offer you to get your dreams of starting a home-based business a reality. If you'd like to talk to Ike Engelbaum for more information, call 313-929-6105. That's 313-929-6105. So tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. to hear Ike Engelbaum on the Bright Side of Aging and the Entrepreneur Network radio show.
And welcome. We are going to have the joy of talking to another one of our entrepreneur members. And actually, she has got a unique opportunity for anyone that wants to develop a business and using their talents if they've got an eye for fashion and clothes and what have you. Natalie Betts is a personal shopper and a women's fashion stylist. And the company, believe it or not, is called Cabi. Is that like a cab, like a taxi?
I know, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah, it's actually after our founder. Her name was Carol Anderson. So they came up with the concept of calling it Carol Anderson by invitation. And over time, we shortened it to Cabi.
To Cabi. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's clever. And people that want to meet with you, you are a loyal member and showing up to our Entrepreneur Network meetings and meets Thursday mornings, 9:15 to 10:30. We have free coffee, free healthy snacks, and you'll have a chance not only if you're considering starting a business, but building your current business that perhaps you might want to talk to Natalie Betts about maybe becoming an associate. Do you welcome distributors or people that want to do this on a part-time basis, or is it strictly full-time?
Well, you know what, Ike, the great thing about Cabi is it kind of meets you where you are in your career, whether it's a need for part-time or full-time. I personally am active as a stylist on a full-time basis, but there are other women that I've worked with in the past that work part-time as well, so we can meet you wherever you are.
Now, you mentioned the owner. Is she still around, or
she is still around? She's retired, but she's still around.
She's refired, as I like to say.
Exactly.
And as far as the procedure is concerned, how did you get involved?
So I was a customer of Cabi for a long time. I love the quality of the clothing. I love the style. I think it really speaks to women as they reach a certain age. They're not going to wear the same things that their teenage daughters would wear. So it really speaks to the style and personality of a woman. But I became involved about 3 years ago. It was the right time for me to jump in and start my career as a personal stylist.
Then as far as the type of clientele you have, what would you describe the age bracket and as their income level?
Sure. Okay. So with Cabi, typically, I mean, it suits women of almost all ages, but the ideal client is probably somewhere between, 30, 35 and upwards. I mean, I have got clients that are 85 years old. I've got clients that are in their 20s. Maybe they're looking for something a little more professional. But we run the gamut from casual all the way up to working professional attire for women.
Now, when someone wants to get involved with Cabi, do they have to go through a training period of fashion and that type of thing? How does that work?
Absolutely. So once you apply to become a stylist, we have a launch program that you go through, and it teaches you about the trends for the season. It teaches you about the clothing, but most importantly, it teaches you how to assess a woman's body type and then to best fit her to accentuate her high points and her features, and maybe camouflage some of those things that she's not quite so proud of.
I see. Well,
always want to look our best.
Right. Well, listen, there's nothing wrong with hiding whatever you can.
Exactly. Camouflage those situations.
But you do it in a professional type way.
Of course.
And I would think, of course, being a boy person as I identify myself, that any women that really like to go out and shop, and this is the best of all worlds. It gives you an opportunity to make money as to what you already like doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gives me an opportunity to justify all those shoes to go with those cute outfits.
I see. Now, you can work right out of your home, is that correct?
Yes, I do. I work right out of my home. I'm based in Royal Oak, Michigan, and I've got my boutique set up right in my house.
So they can come to your house and you can tell them how the system works, is that correct?
Absolutely.
And your phone number is?
My phone number is 260-341-2745.
That's 260-341-2745.
Yes.
And, of course, we have our toll-free number that we'll be glad to put you in touch with at 888-489-8980. So let's say someone calls you. What's the conversation like?
So if you're a new-to-me client, I will invite you into my home, or I will go to your house. I'll bring the current season with me, pack up all my bags, and head to your house. And we'll talk about, maybe what you like to wear, what you do for a living, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you work in a business casual environment, what it is that you're looking for. And then I'm going to help you add pieces to your wardrobe that are going to complement some of the things that you currently have. And then I'm going to show you how you can add key pieces to expand and get more mileage out of everything that you already have in your closet.
So you check out their closet.
Absolutely.
And then you say, hey, this is worthwhile, that we can match up with this and that. So before you go out try to identify what price range of clothing they can afford or go, or how's that work?
So most of the time when I work with people, they've either seen the catalog online, they've seen it in person, maybe they've been to another show, so they are familiar with some of the pricing. But if they're not, we can talk about what they're comfortable with, what their budget is. And some of my clients, I have put them on what I call like a Cabi style box. Where every 4 to 6 weeks, maybe they have an allotment that they can spend each season. So every 4 to 6 weeks, they'll add a few new pieces to their closet, and that will help them kind of stay on track over the course of the season and continue to build that wardrobe one quality piece at a time.
Now, I would think that you might have home party type settings where someone invites their friends and you can come in and show what's out there. I would think that'd be a fun evening.
Oh, that's a great evening. There's nothing better than getting your girlfriends together, having a few sips of wine, and trying on clothes.
Right. Well, and then you get instant critiques, right?
Yes, you do. Your girlfriends are always going to tell you the truth.
And you mentioned the age bracket. It's pretty extensive.
It is.
Right? So then I'm just thinking out loud. There are a lot of retirement homes that you have women that still are concerned about their fashion, even though they're not living in their own home. Would that be a good venue for you to show your stuff?
That'd be a great venue for me to show my stuff. We've got clothing that'll fit just about any woman at any age and stage of her life. So, yeah, we've got some women that are definitely retired that love their Cabi.
And so then, since you're in Royal Oak, you'll go out at least with an hour's drive to someone's home. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll go out with an hour's drive to somebody's home.
Now, if someone is interested in getting involved, is there sort of a screening process that you tell them? Like Sergeant Friday used to say, just the facts.
Just the facts, right? Nothing but the facts.
Right.
Yeah, for women that are interested, if they want to contact me, I've got some information that I can give them. And then we also offer conference calls. There's conference calls almost every day where interested women can get on with a founder or someone who's been involved in the organization for many years, and they give them an overview. They can answer questions and just get more information about the opportunity.
Well, I would think that if you are into fashion and clothing, you can sort of can develop an extended family group of people that they're like-minded. That's what we bring out with the entrepreneurs group. Whoever comes into that room is obviously interested in talking about business. Here
Absolutely.
They have the best of both worlds. They're talking about something they like and make them look better. And let's face it, the first impression, as they say, is the one that you can't take back.
That's right.
And we spend so much time in the Entrepreneur Network group on how do you present yourself in your 60-second elevator pitch, etc. And the business card, the style, and but here it's you.
It is me, yes. Right. I'm a walking business card.
Well, and if you do it the right way, you can earn income.
Absolutely.
Show, hey, where'd you get that? Well, and now there are other companies out there, like Personal Shoppers. Is there something different that you'd like to highlight about Cabi?
So one of the things that I think is truly different about Cabi, in addition to having quality pieces that you can, keep in your wardrobe year over year, something that Cabi does that a lot of other clothing brands don't do. If you've ever had a navy blue suit and you want a new navy blue jacket to go with it, and those navy blues just aren't quite right, the thing that sets Cabi apart is our dye lots on our blacks and our navies stay the same season after season, year after year. So if you've got that navy blue suit, you're always going to be able to go into the current season and find a complementary piece, and the tones are going to match.
Now, tell me, someone is invited to an event. Do you also offer advice? Say it's going to be whatever the mood or setting is. Here, you might consider this particular outfit. Do you do that type of thing as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I love advising my clients on helping them put together the perfect outfit for any situation that they have coming up on their calendar.
Well, you know, when you analyze it, not going in and guessing and asking your significant other, does this make me look fat?
That's not a good question to ask.
Right. This, you tell them, like Sergeant Friday
Yes.
said, the facts.
That's
All
right.
So if you want to find out the facts about fashion and what you should be in, give Natalie Betts a call, and your phone number twice is?
My phone number is 260-341-2745.
Again, please.
260-341-2745.
All right. Well, unfortunately, radio does not have pictures. You look delightful, and you have my blessings on your outfit today.
Well, thank you. I thank you very much.
All right. Right now, folks, we're going to take a brief break, and I'll share some thoughts about entrepreneurship and conversation topics and stuff that'll make you more interesting. Don't you go away. We will be right back.
House calls on wheels. And if you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist, or to have your prescriptions delivered to you. Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
Tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. for the Bright Side of Aging and the Entrepreneurs Network radio show featuring Ike Engelbaum. Ike does an array of interviews with people that make the aging process go smoothly. And for the Entrepreneurs Network segment, Ike interviews up-and-coming entrepreneurs. If you're looking to start your own business, Ike has some great advice to offer you to get your dreams of starting a home-based business a reality. If you'd like to talk to Ike Engelbaum for more information, call 313-929-6105. That's 313-929-6105. So tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. to hear Ike Engelbaum on the Bright Side of Aging and the Entrepreneur Network radio show.
And welcome back, and friendly reminder, Thursday morning should be part of your calendar of events to attend, and I cannot stress the value of networking. A lot of people say, it's a meeting, and they feel it's not really working. I got news for you. Networking is working, except you work it like the successful fishermen work to make a living. I'm not calling you fish, but you got to go in the right ponds, and if you have a net, you can catch more fish. And if you'd like to join us, we have our clothes on. We're not swimming or anything like that, but we have coffee and healthy snacks Thursday mornings from 9:15 to 10:30. You are welcome to join us. We always try to draw from our membership a speaker to take about 10 to 15 minutes of talk and 10 minutes of Q&A, so that you'll have a chance to really let everyone around you know not only what you do, but how they can be successful in their lives. And that's what networking is all about. You make a huge mistake, and why a lot of people don't go to network meetings is because they assume that they have to run around handing out their business cards to everybody in the room, and they feel it's a success as to how many cards they gave out. The sad part is, don't give your card out unless someone really shows an interest in looking at your card. So rule number one in being effective in networking is that you get some sort of acknowledgement from whoever you're talking to that they indeed want to be in touch with you afterward. I pride myself on, as I say, if you come to our network meetings, that you walk out smarter than you walked in. Now, I can't make you into a genius, but I can at least assist you in things that you should not do. They say the next best thing to knowing what to do is at least identifying some of the things you shouldn't do. Number one, don't hand your cards out to people who, as soon as you start talking to them, start looking around the room to find contact with someone else. There's a chemistry that is developed, and the only way you get that chemistry, quite frankly, is like that old line, a fellow asking, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. But this is where the ichosms that I like to quote come in. They say, practice makes perfect. No, no, no. The truth is, the icosm states that perfect practice makes perfect. If you do something that's not accurate or perfect, so to speak, and you keep repeating it, guess what? You'll become better at being imperfect. And that's not a good talent. So number one rule is when you're meeting someone, try to keep your mouth shut as much as is possible. Listening is vital for you to make good contact. And you can pretty well tell by the person's reaction. My father used to always tell me how he was able to judge relationships was to really look at people's eyes. And there's something magical about making that eye contact and where it's acknowledged. This may be way out in left field, but unfortunately that's where most of my mind many times goes. And that is, think about the communication you have with a pet. What is it that why is it that pets are many times such a soulmate, so to speak? Because through their eyes you're communicating. And I've seen really so many people over the years that just live around that connection with an animal. Well, we're in a way animals from a different vintage, but the point is that once you have that contact, then you, as quickly as possible, find out as much as you can from that other person. But very, very important is be yourself and be seriously interested. People can tell you right off the bat about you, whether you're a phony baloney. When you go to one of these network meetings, and I strongly stress, aside from our meeting, which I welcome you to join us, is that you should find at least another meeting per week so that you broaden your contacts. And what's very, very, very important is that just as it's important to come to meetings, let me give you a word of caution. Don't go to too many meetings that you're not able to follow up promptly. I cannot tell you I do it 100% because, frankly, I don't. What I try to do is whenever I go to a meeting and I get cards from people, I try to follow up within a couple of days. Because guess what? If someone's expressed an interest in meeting with you and you don't follow up within a timely basis, and maybe 48 hours is too soon, but at least it should be within 3 business days, and you impress them and you don't follow up, the interest, if you wait too long, is gone, and it's like you're a stranger. And it's even worse because some people are very sensitive if you don't get back to them promptly because they figure that, hey, they're really not real. You want to be real, be yourself. And the nice thing about it is if you're yourself, you will not have to worry about what you may have said because Mark Twain was once quoted as saying he never could be a good liar because he couldn't remember what he may have said. So if you tell the truth and you're yourself, you'll always be in touch with people that truly want you around. One of my ichisms states that everyone makes someone else happy with their presence, some with their coming and some with their going. And when someone is in a particular field, and this is very important. Just like in school, you're always instructed to do homework. Before you go to a network meeting, do your homework. Try to anticipate who is going to be there. Because if it's a meeting that's very focused in a completely different field that you're in, don't go. I try to find out as much as is possible if it's a new meetup type group, and there are so many now, that just going to meetings is not much of an accomplishment if the people there are not the type of people that you cannot help or that they cannot help you. Their usual acronym, they say, to be successful as an entrepreneur is WIIFM, which spelled out is what's in it for me. I got news for you. To be successful as a business professional, you should always identify WIIFT. What's in it for them? What is it that you can do for them? Because people, frankly, want to know how you can benefit them, not how they can benefit you. There's a lot more stuff that I like to discuss, but not on this day, and that's why we have our meetings on a weekly basis on Thursday mornings, 9:15 to 10:30. I guarantee you that if you come out with an open mind, be yourself, and you are open to making really significant contacts, we're your group, the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan. Right now, I only have enough time for my favorite parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500. This is WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic